All right, guys, to you with another all-season mass gaining meal that's gonna help you pack on lean muscle tissue and stay within the parameters of your meal plan. Follow along. All right, a fancy Italian dish coming to you today is gonna be aglio e olio, and it's gonna involve pasta, parsley, garlic, salt, olive oil, and some red pepper flakes. All right, step one, gotta stem the parsley here, and then all we're gonna do, you can see a couple big pieces in there. I'm gonna stem it. And then now we're just gonna finally chop this all up. It smells so fragrant. When you're cutting this, it smells divine. So now we just wanna finally chop. So time for me to work. Two-handed knife skills here. I want this really fine. So if you notice, I'm taking my time, really getting it. So you see how much that minced down? I'm just gonna keep it going. Okay. Parsley, good and done. Next up, garlic. Okay, snip the ends off. And I'm just gonna peel it. There we go. Now we're getting into it. Perfect. Okay, all we'll need is one little bulb here. And then what I wanna do is slice this as thin as possible. Take your time because we want it to be really thin. Wow, that worked awful. 112 grams dry. Over the stove, time to get to work. So first thing I cannot stress enough is you have to properly salt the water. I have this water boiling at high. So again, a lot of salt. Very important. And you'll see why, because we're gonna add this water to the mixture of the olive oil and red pepper flakes and garlic. So we're gonna drop the noodle. 112 grams dry is gonna give us about 88 grams of carbs. And that's what we need. So drop this. It's gonna be on there for 6.5 minutes. We wanna cook it just short of fully al dente. So 6:30, start. And then we'll take this pan, which we're gonna cook, we'll put our olive oil in, our garlic and red pepper flakes to get that heated up. Next up, we're gonna add the olive oil to this preheated pan, and then we're gonna let that heat up for a second, and then we're gonna drop the garlic in there. So 1 tablespoon here, it's gonna give us roughly 12 grams of fat. If your meal has more fat, you simply just add more olive oil, not a big deal. Okay, spread it out. Drop the garlic. Oh, listen to that. We want to gently cook this garlic, so you'll see me pull it on and off of the eye because we don't want it to brown. The moment right before it begins to brown, we're going to get a ladle of the pasta water and add it to this mixture. Once we do that, we'll add the red pepper flakes. Ooh, and I missed a little bit of oil. Can't forget that. No missed oil. Listen to that sizzle. That's exactly what we want. All right, so all the garlic's in there. If you're a vampire, you will die. So, real fast while that's cooking up, I wanna go over what kind of pasta I used. I used just the gluten-free, so this is primarily gonna be white rice, brown rice, corn, and quinoa. This is the thin spaghetti, because that's what I like. And it tastes really good and pairs perfect with this mixture along with the chicken. But again, you can use any kind of pasta you want. I just like this because it digests really, really well for me. Okay, so it's starting to brown. So all you want to do is pull it from the heat. A ladle of this pasta water. And you hear that sizzle? That's how you know we're in the right spot. And then now we drop our red pepper flakes. Obviously, you can add more or less depending on how hot and spicy you want it. I like moderate heat. Now, we add the pasta to the water and olive oil and garlic. Oh yeah. Perfect. Now all we're gonna do is just mix that up. We want that spaghetti to really absorb that sauce. And what you'll find, I kind of just toss it gently. I'm keeping that boiling pot of water where the noodles came out of, because if this begins to dry out at all, I'm gonna simply add more pasta water. All right, time to add the parsley. I just do a handful. Scrape around the edges. I want this to absorb, get all that olive oil, garlic, red pepper flakes. Next up, I'm gonna drop the chicken. And then from there, add another ladle of pasta water. And again, continue to stir so that pasta and that chicken can get all of that flavor. And then I like to actually add salt here. Oh, it's perfect. Look at that. You talk about that chicken being tender and juicy after it's already been pre-grilled. This meal is gonna go down so great for you guys. All right, so I'm continuing just being very gentle with this pasta. I don't wanna break it a bunch, but I wanna make sure all that nutrients, so you can see here, a little bit of water there at the bottom is still waiting to be soaked up by that chicken and the pasta. You don't have to use chicken either. You could use fish, you could use shrimp, you could even use beef or steak. So whatever you like. If you notice I had that over just under medium heat, but I'm still got a little emulsified broth to soak up. Almost done, needs about 30 more seconds. When you hear that sizzle, and you can see it, I'll get him to zoom in, that sizzle of that liquid, that's how you know you're in a perfect spot temperature-wise. All right, there you go. Chicken, pasta, olive oil, killer meal. Now, if you're in a pre-contest or if you're just looking to lose weight, there's no reason you can't make this just lower carbohydrate. So you'll just simply use less noodles. But everything I use today is high quality ingredients. It's gonna be the parsley, the garlic, the salt, the olive oil, chicken, and the rice pasta. So again, if you're deep in the off season, no different. You can just double the pasta. Or if you need more oil, or if you wanna eat it with steak or beef, or even salmon or shrimp would be other great ways to do that, to spice up your meal plan. Because at the end of the day, we just had to find ways, creative ways, to make our food taste great, something we look forward to. And honestly, I just love being in the kitchen cooking. I saw this on a cooking show, and I just tried to replicate it. And guess what? I added chicken to it, and it tasted amazing. And I was like, man, this is a great off-season meal for me. So let's dig in. All right, another healthy meal down the hatch, and one step closer to my macronutrient totals for the day. So if you look, again, rice noodles, chicken, olive oil, garlic, solid meal. I could smash that 3 or 4 times in a day, easy. So that's what I'm really gonna urge you guys. Get creative in the kitchen, try these meals, scroll down my YouTube channel, find those meals and put them into practice, because I can promise you, the more of these kind of meals you eat in a row without fault, without break, without eating Five Guys and McDonald's and all that bullshit that people tempt you with, the closer you'll become to getting all that fat off, gaining muscle, and looking like an absolute freak show. Thanks for all along the line, guys, and I really look forward to bringing you more content just like this in the future, so please like, share, and subscribe, and I'd really appreciate that. Have a great day.